Daytona. Everybody ready, set, go. Rev it up and let's roll. There's a party in the fast lane. Got my hands on the wheel and I'm flying. Heartbeat loud as the thunder rolls. Riding in on the stampede of lightning. I'm bringing back the sunshine. Bringing back the sunshine. Baby, it's about time. Oh, bring it back. Oh,
Welcome to Homestead-Miami Speedway for the final race of the 2016 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series season. For the third season in a row, we have 4 drivers fighting for the championship with the 16 elimination format. The 4 drivers fighting for this championship is Jimmie Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, and Joey Logano. Out of these 4 drivers, only one of them has earned a championship. Let's see if that will change today. Let's get down there on the front stretch to list off your starting lineup for the final time this season. Starting in first place is the 19 of Carl Edwards. Last season, he was nowhere to be seen in the championship form, but this season, he's finally put himself back in championship contention for the first time since 2011, and he put on a fantastic lap in qualifying. Let's see how tonight will play out for him. Starting alongside Carl Edwards is the 4 of Kevin Harvick. He has tried multiple times in his career. In fact, he has tried 4 straight seasons in this series, but has sadly failed in all of them. That is the 4 of Kevin Harvick, Tony Stewart's teammate and driver, starting in second.
And making up row number 2, 2 drivers who missed out on the championship, still fighting for a place in the top 16, those being Brad Keselowski and Denny Hamlin, looking for a good way to close out the season with a little bit of momentum.
And you have there starting in 5th place, Kyle Larson. He is a big threat here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. And the driver alongside him, Joey Logano. Last season, he got extremely over-aggressive when fighting with Jeff Gordon and Kyle Busch. Pretty much threw away his championship hopes when he blew up on the front stretch and decided to park it in front of the entire field and caused a massive wreck. Logano starting in 6th.
And then in row number 4, we have Kyle Busch, Dale Earnhardt Jr., another 2 drivers who missed the championship for, but would love to get a win today to have momentum moving into the next season.
And you have there the same thing. Martin Truex Jr. there starting in 9th, sadly failed to make it into the round of 8. And on the outside is Kurt Busch, once again sadly missed out on making it into the final 4. Kurt Busch starting in 10th. Now let's get back there with Jimmie Johnson.
Might notice we did not list off Jimmie Johnson in our top 10. That's because he actually got into a crash in qualifying. They're in a backup car right now. He'll have to start his pursuit of an 8th championship from the very rear of the field.
In fact, actually, we're going to play a replay of what happened to Jimmie Johnson in his qualifying run. Just got loose and slammed into the wall. In that backup car, he has no idea how it's going to drive, so it's a hands up in the air if he'll perform well today. But one thing is for certain, that Jimmie Johnson is going to be going all out to get his record-setting 8th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship. Now, for the final time in Season 5, let's get ready for your starting command for the Ford EcoBoost 400.
Drivers, start your engines! How you doing, man? Start up. Mike, when you're ready.
Other than the final 4 drivers that'll be competing for a championship, there's 2 other drivers we'd like to talk about before we go green. That being Tony Stewart and Greg Biffle. Stick with the Biff. Tony Stewart and Greg Biffle, this is their final race ever in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. They're actually starting 14th and 16th respectively. Funny enough, in the 14 and 16 car, actually. So keep an eye on those 2. Tony Stewart said he'd at least like to finish the race. Same thing applies to Greg Biffle. He wants to just finish the race. He's really good here at Homestead, so keep an eye on him. But anyways, 2 of the final 4 drivers starting first and second. We'll have to see how everything will play out for these 4 drivers. Let's get ready for 81 laps here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Green flag is out. That is lap 1 of the race completed. Carl Edwards leads that lap, although bonus points do not matter in the Final 4 system. Kevin Harvick right there in the back bumper with the 19. The 2 car now up to 3rd. Larson looking for 4th to get around Joey Logano. And let's go back there and look at Jimmie Johnson. He's already gotten around 5 cars. He's going to be getting around a bunch of them as they're 4 wide right now. Oh, Jimmy! Oh, my God!
Oh, my gosh. Already
Holy
wrecking.
Smokes!
Brian Scott
on his side. Holy smokes! Well, that was perfect timing to get it and look and see what was going on with the 48 car. Oh my goodness! He barely avoided that.
Wow, that was probably closer than he would have liked, to be honest.
Oh my goodness. The only thing, I mean, Kevin Harvick is your new race leader. He took it away from Carl Edwards there on that 2nd lap. Already, we got a big wreck to start off the race. Oh boy. Let's go ahead and get a better view and see what happened to the 44 car. Here you go, folks. So, the 49 is Matt Benedetto promoting NASCAR Heat Evolution. Oh my goodness. Oh. There's 2 drivers I want to go on board with. First being the 32 car of Dylan Lupton. Let's go on board with him. Dylan Lupton here. Ignore the name tag.
Oh my God! Oh, he missed that by, I mean, that couldn't have been any closer.
Oh.
Inches.
Casey Mears, dear God. Now let's go on board with one of your championship 4 drivers, Jimmie Johnson. On board with Jimmie Johnson. I don't think he'll have a good angle of it. Yeah, no, he passed it by now. Oh my God. Holy smokes. Wow. Okay. Well, I don't believe anybody pitted since, I mean, it was lap 2 of the race. They've only completed 2 laps. Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, 1st and 2nd. Joey Logano there lining up in 4th. Jimmie Johnson still deep in the field. We are back here at Homestead-Miami Speedway for the final race of Season 5 to declare our champion. You have Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards, and Joey Logano 1st, 2nd, 4th. Jimmie Johnson way in the back in 28th. We already have a DNF, that being Landon Castle and not Brian Scott. Austin Dillon is actually back there with these guys. Interesting. Well, how do you think Jimmie Johnson's feeling now after that insane restart?
Well, with the experience that he has, I doubt he's all that phased. He still knows what he's got to do. He's still got a long race ahead of him. Missed that wreck. See how quickly he's able to make his way to the front here.
All right, well, Kevin Harvick, Carl Edwards 1st and 2nd, leading us to the green flag. See how this restart's going to play out. And green flag is out. Edwards with the jump. Oh, he cleared the 4 car. Great restart for Carl Edwards. Oh,
19
wait, no.
fires off well, but Harvick gets him pretty quickly in the corners. That 4 car really got something tonight.
He at least just wants to finally check that list off and finally earn himself a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series title. Oh, Logano to the outside of the 19.
Almost to the wall, but he made it work.
I guess he just did not care. He was sending it up there to the outside. Kevin Harvick to the front. Earnhardt Jr. looking 3 wide in the bottom with Larson and Keselowski still on a hold with that. Never mind, he's to the inside. 3 wide there for 4th. Let's actually get back there. Jimmie Johnson to the inside of the 27 of Paul Menard. Right in front of him is Chris Buescher. Oh, Johnson easily going to get around these guys.
Oh, man, we got a couple on the wall back there. Michael Annette's in the fence.
Quinn Boyer kind of threw a block on him there. I don't know if you saw that. It was a little sketchy.
He's taking it 3 wide underneath him here. 48's moving up, but I don't know how quickly this time by will be. Got 72 laps to go. Like I said, he's got a ways to go in this race, but at the same time, if we get a long green flag run, it could be really difficult for him to move forward. I'm a little bit concerned with not only is he in a backup car tonight, but if you look just up the road, 2 of his 3 Hendrick teammates are right there. While Junior is running in the top 5, Casey Kane and Chase Elliott are struggling tonight. We'll have to see, how close the 48 is in terms of which Hendrick teammate they borrowed setup information from, because
it has to be Dale Jr. because it's Homestead. Junior is the best at Homestead out of the group.
We'll have to see I hope it's not Casey Kane.
Yeah, Kane, he has not had any good luck. The only time he's finished well is season 2, and that was mainly because Hendrick was so dominant that night. Kevin Harvick takes the lead there. The final 4 drivers, 1, 2, 3. The only one not up there is Jimmie Johnson, who's getting around his teammate Casey Kane. Looks like Kane's just going to let him go, but he has Biffle just up in front of him. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, the question is here, if Jimmie Johnson is passing the cars that he's got a lot more speed for, like how much is this the 48 being fast and these cars being slow? Because as you see, Jimmie Johnson is already in the top half of the field here, and that's already
16.
after having a couple caution laps. So he's moving up very quickly right now.
You see there Tony Stewart running in 14th in the 14 car. Eric Almirola actually having a good race for once. Biffle was 16th at the line, but he's now going to be 17th. Kane there in 18th, McMurray 19th. Johnson once again 3 wide in the middle. Although this is happening with Johnson, let's get up there with your front 3. Actually, Junior's now starting to play a factor for the lead.
Yeah, you got to imagine the 88 would love to get up there and kind of mess around with these guys, maybe hold them up for his teammate.
I mean,
I doubt he'd do
Junior
too much to affect them. I don't think he'd do too much to affect them, but I don't think it's something that Hendrick Motorsports would discourage, him getting up and leading the race there, kind of controlling the pace. But so far, he's still just stuck behind Carl Edwards. Joey Logano, who started the furthest back of the 3, has worked his way to the lead. Harvick is still dogging him, but
Harvick was right there in the back bumper. Jimmie Johnson getting around his teammate, Chase Elliott, and Tony Stewart. Matt Kenseth just up the road. Kenseth was so close to making it into the final 4. That'd be insane if he did. He'd actually be taking the spot away from Kevin Harvick right now. Just in front of Jimmie Johnson. And Kevin Harvick now looking for the lead.
Yeah, the 3 of the 4 championship contenders here have not won a championship, and that includes the 3 racing right now out front. Carl Edwards, Joey Logano, Kevin Harvick. But despite the fact that none of those 3 have won a championship, they've all got very different backgrounds and stories to them. You got Kevin Harvick, who has been racing in NASCAR for a long time. He's a veteran of this series. And aside from 2010, though, he hasn't really had a whole lot of seasons where he's been one of the favorites to win a championship. He's made the Final Four a couple of times, but even on those seasons he made it. He felt like
seasons in a row.
Yeah, but he's felt like a sleeper pick on those championship seasons that he made it. In the first one, it seemed like Jeff Gordon had it, and then he did. And then, of course, last season, Kyle Busch. But this season, there doesn't really seem to be a favorite of those guys in the championship 4. I mean, Johnson's been really consistent all year, but some of the other favorites who won a lot of races, like Brad Keselowski, didn't make it here. So for a guy like Kevin Harvick, the door is wide open. Same thing for Joey Logano. He's really new to the Cup Series, only been racing here a couple of years, and this is really his first big shot at winning a championship. He's come close the last several seasons to making the Final Four, but one way or another, things just tend to not go his way. But this time around, had a pretty good race at Phoenix, stayed in the fight. Then we look back at Carl Edwards. He's been oh so close, painfully close, to multiple championships at this point. But this is the first time in several seasons that he's really looked like he's got a championship caliber team with him. And he's really putting it to good use tonight, although he has slipped back behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. And then, if we go just outside the top 10, actually just in the top 10 now, yeah, he just took it from Kyle Busch. Jimmie Johnson tonight, he is going for what would be not just a record, but like the record of championships. It would be 8 titles here for Jimmie Johnson if he can pick it up tonight. And we've seen how these races tend to not go his way. I mean, remember back all those seasons ago with him and Dale Earnhardt Jr., it came down to what was essentially like one position on the racetrack.
And it was mainly because of Jeff Gordon. If Jeff Gordon didn't pit early, Junior had that thing in the bag. But then Junior's jackman fell. Johnson, even with rear end damage due to stupid pace maneuvers because of Jaden McMurray, had a fast race car, and he won the race and won the championship to tie Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt.
So that team knows how to fight from behind at Homestead, and he's going to have to do it again, but he's already doing a great job up to the 9th position here. And oh, by the way, we're just about a fourth of the way through this race. We've got a long
60 to go this time.
We see Carl Edwards moving back ahead of Junior here.
Another thing, Jimmie Johnson actually looking for his 85th career victory. Gordon got his 85th at Atlanta, and Johnson looking for his 85th at Homestead. It'd be kind of funny if Johnson next season got 85 at Homestead. Or no, Atlanta, my bad. But yeah, I'll just say one thing regarding what you were talking about. Harvick, the only season I'd say that looked like it would be his season would be season 1, but the final race is really what did him in, with all the issues on pit road and Dale Earnhardt Jr. being in a different universe that entire race. Like, I have never seen Junior, even to this day, Junior has never been that fast before. He's running 4th right now here at Homestead. Jimmie Johnson slowly reeling in on the 41 and 42. The top 2 pretty much slowly pulling away from the 19. The 19 just can't get the car down and get away from the 88. So
yeah, I think Carl Edwards, he really put a good qualifying lap together, but it's obvious that the 19 car doesn't quite have what the 4 and the 22 do. The question's going to be, how much tire did the 48 use up just getting into the top 10? And when do these guys make green flag pit stops if we don't get a caution?
Yeah, we're still green. Lap 24 of 81. Oh, Johnson looking for he's running the fence. I also heard Johnson was actually talking to Dale Earnhardt Jr., and he wanted some tips on how to run the fence here at Homestead if it came down to that. Kevin Harvick right now in the lead. Took it away from Joey Logano.
We've seen almost every time we get here, the longer the run goes, particularly in turns 3 and 4, it gets really hard to run anything other than
defense,
right up against the outside wall. So I would suspect that pretty soon we're going to see these guys starting to get closer and closer to that wall. That could produce a problem for a few guys.
See, I saw Jimmie Johnson I actually think Johnson's now starting to slowly fade away because of the tires. Either that or
maybe from the leaders, but he's still catching the 41 and the 42, and that's good for him because the more positions he can make up, if it goes green, it might not help him a whole lot, but if we were to get a caution, then that would put Jimmie Johnson in a really, really good spot if he can get close to the top 5.
Logano looking for the lead. Looks like Harvick and Logano just keep trading it back and forth. It's like a game of chicken.
They're starting to let the 19 move back in on him. You got to wonder if Edwards was maybe saving a little bit and let those two run each other as hard as they have. Maybe burn up a little bit of their tires here. I think Johnson might be about to get by Larson.
Harvick is right there behind him. Johnson to the inside of Kyle Larson there in the distance. Harvick not going to make the move into turn 1 and 2. Johnson to the inside of the 42. Kurt Busch just in front of him.
Yeah, he's going to have to make quick work of Larson, though. The gap is big enough now at about 2.5 seconds. If we don't get a yellow, we're going to be pitting here in probably about, I'd say about 15 laps. So Jimmie's really got to get around this 42 and get working here because he's got to train him. A couple of these cars he can get by, but he's got to make quick work of them. He can't get stuck side by side with one of these cars for too long. If it takes him even 3 laps to get around the next 3 cars, that puts us basically in the pit window. So he's got to get a move on here.
Yep. I saw Brian Scott just up the road. Lapper is going to be playing a factor now. Logano and Harvick just... Oh, God. Was Brian Scott in the wall? Or am I going insane?
I couldn't tell.
Okay. Oh, looks like Logano, out of these 4, I'd say maybe Logano has the best car. Actually, no. Jimmie has the best car, at least when he's using everything he's got. But Logano and Harvick, Edwards, they're clearly the 3 best cars in the field. Harvick, is he actually going to... Okay, he's not committing to it.
Yeah,
Brian Scott on the wall.
Brian Scott's in the bench. The question, this might hold up Edwards on exit. The question is, though, how much are these guys considering it go time? Because we see the 4 and the 22 trading the lead back over and over as you see the 42 hunting the 41. Carl Edwards saved a little bit of tire. He's running these guys back down. I don't think we're going to really see what some of these guys have in the tank for, I don't know, maybe at least another
10
15, 20 laps. At least until the pit cycle's over. I don't think we'll really see what these guys have.
Jimmie now getting around the 41.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Look at the intervals. Jimmie Johnson was about 2.5 seconds back from the race leader when getting around Kyle Larson. Right now, he is over 3 seconds back just from trying to get around Kurt Busch. He is not making good time through this traffic. Part of that's because he's having to kind of go off the preferred line, although he'll get a bit of help from Scott here. But
as you say that, Scott's in the fence. Oh, God. Oh, Kurt avoided him. He avoided him. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Edwards is actually starting to reel in on these 2.
Yeah,
Harvick's losing the 22, but
I think Edwards saved some of his stuff for later in this run. But the question is, how effective... Oh, well, that just throws that out the window.
Oh, problems for Austin Dillon. I think it must have been Dillon. Does he have a tire down?
It's interesting. We got a yellow for that. Although if he's got a flat, then that's probably why the caution came out.
We'll see. Does it look flat to you? I don't know.
It's hard to tell with all that damage.
Yeah. That's our second caution of the race. My bad. 34 laps, so no green flag pit stops. No green flag pit cycle. Jimmie Johnson, that is what Johnson wanted. Because now his pit crew is going to be going all over the place. So let's actually see how pit road plays out, and then we'll take a look and see what brought out the caution there. It's obvious everybody's pitting.
Yeah, I would say, I'd imagine, at least if I were Jimmie Johnson, I would have wanted that to go green at least a little bit longer. For the express reason that he was catching Kurt Busch. He probably, or not Kurt Busch, sorry, Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex. He probably wanted to get in the top 5 before a yellow, but we'll have to see how much that 48 crew can step it up here. Are they going to catch Logano? No?
I don't know what in the world is going on, but...
Well, Joey Logano is going to keep the lead, I'm guessing. Oh, Johnson's got one of the first stalls. I think he's got the first stall.
Yep, the first stall. The 55 car just brought in a just random pit crew box that he found on the street. That's why it's blank for him. Jimmie Johnson's going to have problems leaving his pit box because of all the traffic. Look at this.
Yep. Oh, he had to wait on the 55 there.
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt.
All right, now
That's
let's get up there with the
problem
leaders.
Picking your pit stall.
All right, Johnson, you see there in the distance.
Logano's about to leave the box here.
Yeah, Logano
There
easily
he
got
goes.
it. Logano first off. Harvick
Harvick.
and
Then
Edwards.
Truex.
Edwards leads.
Johnson's, I think, going to lose a spot here to Kurt Busch. Horrible stop.
Oh, Keselowski. Oof. Tony Stewart as well. Terrible pit stop. I see there in the distance. I think Brian Scott just brought in a completely different car to fix because of the rear end damage. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, what are they doing? What are they doing? Why are they on the apron? Is it because of Dylan? I guess so.
I think it is.
All right. I think Dylan was the cause of the caution. Let's see if I'm right and look back. Okay, so Dylan is extremely
I think he's got a problem. He's got a problem.
Yeah. He's getting passed like by
He might have
everybody.
already had a tire going down.
All right, let's see. He was pitting in 3 and 4. What happened? And then, oh, yep. He slammed into the wall. Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess NASCAR threw a caution because of that. That's a first though. That is actually a first. Well, Joey Logano, because he had such a massive lead entering his pit box, he remains the leader. We'll be right back.
Back here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, closing in on the halfway point in this race. We saw pit stops just a moment ago. That should take all of these guys to the end of the race, as Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano still leading the field. Carl Edwards lost a position there to the 78, but the most notable driver right now is Jimmie Johnson, just outside the top 5. On that first run, he drove all the way up to 6th position.
7th.
Well, 7th. Well, 6th, 7th. Drove up to the 7th position there. But now he's going to, or 7th position right now. Sorry about that. I get my...
Newman actually is up here. Where did he come from?
Pit stops. We had some crazy
Baines
stuff
up
happen
here.
on the pit stops. But
Larson and Keselowski. Good God.
He's much closer, so these guys better be nervous now.
Yeah, they are. Here we go, heading into the restart zone. Almost halfway. Who gets the jump? Dead even. That was actually a really calm restart. That's a first. As I say, they're 3x3x3 in the back. Logano takes the lead from the 4 car, but he has the 78 of Truex Jr. right there behind him. Oh, Harvick! Oh, I thought Edwards was going to clip him there. Oh, they're throwing big moves there in the back. Jimmie Johnson right behind the 11 car. He's going to take it 3 wide on the bottom. Edwards looking to the top of the 4. Not going to stick. Truex to the front. Oh, boy. Okay, no deaths. We have no fatalities there. Jimmie Johnson now up to 3rd. Technically 2nd in the standings. Now he's got around Joey Logano. Already not even halfway through the race, and he's up into 2nd. Did Elliott just smack the wall big time back there? I think he did. Elliott slams the wall there in the back. Truex in the lead right now, but Johnson looking to take that away from him already. Harvick smacks the wall. He got stuck in it. Johnson way down low, looking for the race lead.
That was crazy for that restart.
Yeah, he got it.
That went about as poor as it could have for Harvick and about as good as it could have for Johnson. Shades of Tony Stewart in 2011. Rockets to the front. And this time by with 40 laps to go, took him only half the race. Jimmie Johnson has completed the last of first 10.
Wow, but can he hold on to it? Oh, we got a wreck in the back! Caution is out. That's the 44 again. Keeps it straight. But the caution is out. I believe they're still racing it back for some reason. Well, the top 3 are. I think the 55 was also... The heck? Why is Austin Dillon so far back?
Probably having repairs. Yep, 55.
55 and the 44. Johnson still racing it back. That's a little silly with how the racing back rule plays out. Johnson, your race leader, 40 to go now. What a restart for him. 7th to 1st. Wow, that bottom lane is strong if you can nail it. And there's the pace car. All right, let's get a better view and see what happened to Brian Scott there. as he has no damage on that race car. Actually, no, he does. My bad. Brian Scott on the inside of the 49 and 55. Just too hot. Too much. Too much.
Yeah, 55 was already in the fence before he even got there, so that was about as high as the 55 car could go to get out of the way.
Speaking of Brian Scott, this is his final race in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. He is retiring after this race, and that could be the last time we see him just spinning out there, unless he gets involved in another wreck. We'll have to wait and see, though. Jimmie Johnson, your race leader here at Homestead. Welcome back to Homestead-Miami Speedway for the Ford EcoBoost 400, the final race of Season 5. Scroll down of the leaderboard here. Greg Biffle in 13th, Trevor Bayne 14th, Danica Patrick 15th. What? You see that, right? How? I mean, how is Menard running so poorly? Austin Dillon has not even gotten a lap back. He's still 2 laps down. That sucks for Dillon. Alright, anyways. Heading into the restart zone, how do you think this one's going to play out in one word?
Probably about the same as the last one. That 48 car is on rails.
We'll see. And green flag, they're dead even. A Truex slightly ahead of him.
Oh, Logano's looking 3.
Is he going to commit to it, though? Yes, he is! Logano! Oh, never mind. Truex backed out of it.
Yeah, I don't think Truex wants to get involved in this championship battle, but that is going to... Oh, my God, they're wrecking on the back straightaway.
Oh, that's a big one.
Almirola's in it. Big contact. Blaney's in it. Scott's in it again.
Almirola's out of the race. Oh, Bayne. He was actually running well, and he got...
I think I saw Dylan Lupton got in it as well.
Yeah, he did. Oh,
Michael
95.
McDowell.
That's Ty Dillon.
Oh, Ty Dillon.
The 59.
Is that Ty Dillon?
Oh, there we go. There's Michael McDowell. You have their Tony Stewart machine. How did Tony Stewart get all the way in the back? He was up there in the top 20, right?
Probably pit stops.
Whoa, Biffle. You saw that, right?
Here we go, one with the pace car.
Stick with the Biff. Well, that was a big one. So, get a better view and see what happened there. I do not think they're going to pit. I could be wrong. Let's look and see what happened. So, Bayne, Chase Elliott clipped him down in Almirola, and then all hell broke loose.
Oh, man. David Reagan almost got away from that, and then he got clobbered.
Who do you want to go on board with?
Let's go on board with Reagan.
All right, let's go on board with 23.
I mean, he ends up with Trevor Bayne in his lap, like right in his lap, essentially. Nowhere to go.
All right, here you go. Oh, he actually got contact himself with the 46. Elliott turns the 6 car in front of him. Aww. Ooh, okay. Oh, that is our 3rd caution of the race due to Chase Elliott not giving a crap. That was a big one, too. I think Dillon finally going to get a lap back. We'll see if I'm correct on that. Jimmie Johnson still holds on to the race lead here at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
This time by, be going green with 31 laps to go here at Homestead. Jimmie Johnson managed to hold off Joey Logano for that last restart, but the 22 is going to get another shot at him here as Carl Edwards and especially Kevin Harvick will have to carve their way back through the field.
That'll be... I mean, Harvick's on the bottom, so it could go well for him. Newman is flying right now. I definitely think he put a race setup in for the night portion of the race.
Yeah, Harvick's going to have to make up some ground pretty quick. If we get a long green flag run, I doubt anyone's keeping up with the 48. We head off turn 4, back into the Geico restart zone.
Oh!
And huge jump for Logano. Johnson did not get going.
He spun the tires. He's 3 wide in the middle.
Yeah, these guys are restarting on older and older tires every time. That's going to easily let Logano out front. As Edwards is going to get stuck on the outside. Big moves here from Harvick.
Harvick's following the driver that replaced him at RCR, as the driver that replaced him at Stewart-Haas is right behind him. Johnson, although he spun the tires there on that restart, he's back in the fight. Oh, he's nearly in the wall. Oh, he's still alive. We're still alive, still green. Dillon just went down back on pit road. I don't know what that was about. Wait, was that the pace car? Oh my God.
Yeah, it was.
What?
They wrecked again.
Oh my God.
Oh, well.
Still racing it back. Top 3 is the championship 4 driver. Harvick looking for the race lead. He ain't going to get it from Logano. He's going to get second from Johnson.
It's going to be close off this corner. Yeah, I think he'll get it. Great run there for Harvick. Great recovery.
Wow. Okay. Austin Dillon with a destroyed race car. Oh, he's out of the race. So that'll help out Larson and Chase Elliott on points, on passing him. Let's look and see what happened to the 3 car. Let's look and see. What did Dillon do? He's at the back of the field. Wait. Oh!
Well, that's
That's embarrassing.
wow. Reminds me of a certain 2-time Cup Series champion.
He just drove it straight into the barrels. Well, you want to go on war with him? Or nah?
Honestly, out of respect for Austin Dillon, I say we'll move on as quickly as possible.
Just to not embarrass him. Let's forget about that.
Well,
Logano, your race
he's
leader.
already been embarrassed. We're trying not to rub it in.
Yeah, Logano, your race leader. Joey Logano continues to lead this race. I believe he's definitely led the most laps out of the final 4, and out of anybody, I'd say. Ryan Newman slowly getting closer and closer to the lead. He was nowhere to be seen in the beginning of the race, but he had made a setup for the night portion, and it's showing. How do you think this restart's going to play out? Anything stupid happening like last one?
I have no idea.
All right, we'll see
I mean,
if it's true.
It's a championship race, and nothing's out of the question.
Indeed. Oh, you have 2 cars back there with no hood, the 49 and the 83. Something must have happened under pacing. Anyways, restart zone. Harvick gets the jump. But Logano didn't spin his tires like what Jimmie Johnson did the previous one. Biffle 3 wide on the bottom. Johnson right there behind the 22. He thought about it. He thought about taking action. 78, I believe, looking to the inside of the 48. See if I'm correct. I am. No, Johnson to the outside of the 22. Harvick to the front.
Oh,
Tony! No!
They're wrecking big. Oh, I think it's just the 14.
Not that much damage. Aw. Poor Stewart. And they raced it back, so no goofiness. Dang, that's what a shame for Stewart. A lot of damage for him. You just heard a cat meow in the booth. I'll handle that soon. Let's look and see what happened to Tony Stewart. Here you go. The 47 is in the wall. The 1 car doors the 14, acting like he wasn't there. And that was it. It was just a 1 car wreck. Wow. And Tony's still racing. So he at least is going to fulfill his goal. At least finishing the race. I mean, actually, no. It's not over, so can't say that yet. Kevin Harvick, his driver and teammate, leading the race right now. Welcome back to Homestead-Miami Speedway. Me and Pem are now going to be making our bets on who's going to, or not bets, but picks to win the championship. Pem, you go first.
Well, honestly, I picked him before, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with him. I know he's not leading right now out of the championship guys, but I still got to go with him. Carl Edwards, I think tonight is when he finally gets that championship. He's got a little bit of work to do, but we know he's pretty good here at Homestead, so I think he's still got a chance to get it done here.
Yep. My pick, I'm going to go, although Harvick has been in contention for 4 straight seasons, it would be really nice to see him finally get that championship in Tony Stewart's final. I believe it's going to be Jimmie Johnson shattering the record and making a new one at 8. I think it's going to be him. We'll see if I'm right, though. Because most of the time, my pick always dies. So I might have just jinxed Jimmie Johnson, and he's going to be dying on this restart. Now that I think about it, I don't know if I should have made any pick. Anyways, here we go. Green flag. Johnson with just a nose in front of the 4 car, but the bottom lane is better in the corners. And on the restart. Look at him go. Actually, wait. Johnson holding the zone on the outside. It's not
Got a good run on exit here.
Logano nearly turned him. I
Now
saw
look,
that.
Edwards is all the way back up behind Logano.
The 1,
All
2,
the
3,
top
4.
four. Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4 for the championship 4. Yes, I said that. Yep, there you go. Harvick to the front.
Oh, we're going to have another Rick. Kenseth's near the front.
Oh, what? Oh my God, wait, what's going on in the back? What the hell? They're 4 wide. 4 wide. Tony Stewart on the outside. Almost 5 wide. Oh no. Tony! Oh my God, Tony. Please stay alive. Get back up there with your championship 4. Logano looking 3 wide for the race lead! Less than 20 to go. Still green. Johnson led that lap. See there, Edwards looking on the outside. He's going to follow the 48 car. There he goes.
Logano's going to clear the other 2. Now trying to go door to door with Johnson. He's on the wall.
He gave it a little smooch there. I think he cleared the 22 though. No, he didn't.
Well, he might have cleared him for the
No, he
moment, but
didn't.
now Logano
Oh,
got
problems!
Harvick's in the back of him.
Logano checked up big time. Edwards nearly in the fence. Johnson now pulling away with the race lead. Kevin Harvick there 3 wide in the middle. That is not the position you want to be in. Oh, Edwards checked up. Oh, he's in the wall. Logano now in a second. These guys cannot separate themselves.
Yeah, they're just letting Jimmie get away, and this is exactly what the 48 wanted to see. He is clear by a mile back to the rest of the pack. And this time by, what is that, 16 laps to go.
Oh boy. Tony's just slowly making his way back through the field. Will we get another caution? I mean, it's soon to be.
It wouldn't surprise me, but these guys can't count on it. This is when we're going to see everything these guys have got. If these guys have anything for Jimmie Johnson on the long run, we're going to find out right now.
They got to show it now. Carl Edwards to the outside. He's looking on the outside of the 22. It's going to stick. Oh, almost in the wall. 3 wide and 5 wide. Holy smokes, this race is flipped on its head.
Truex got out of there in a hurry in the back as Carl Edwards is going to use the top lane to clear these guys. I think the top is always in the wall.
No,
the
he
top
didn't.
lane is
He barely kissed it.
Wide in the back. The top lane is so good, especially on the long run. But really in 3 and 4, that's where they're making up their time. Carl Edwards on, but he's going to get hung up with Kevin Harvick. Not quite. He's going to clear him.
Harvick's going to give him a lane.
Yeah, he's got to set sail. We saw in the first run of the race, the 19 car was really fast on the long run. If we didn't get that caution, he might have been able to run those guys back down. But the longer Kevin Harvick battles him for that position, the further ahead Jimmie Johnson gets.
On board with a 4. He's trying to get that bottom lane down. Edwards trying to get the top lane down to just clear each other. They're still side by side for second place. My bad. Let's see, 7 car lengths back from the 48 this time by. They only lost 300ths there, but still losing time.
Still, I mean, that's losing time.
I think Johnson's just going to relax for a bit now since he knows he's pulling away from him. That's probably why he's losing time.
We're getting closer to 10 laps to go. I mean, we could get a caution, but I understand that both the 19 and the 4 probably think they're fast enough to run Johnson down. But if they don't sort out which one of them is going to be the one to take a shot at him, then neither one of them is going to get it. I think Harvick closed at the time, though. He gained a little bit.
Harvick now clear for second. With 11 to go, this time by, can Harvick finally get that championship?
Kevin Harvick has come so close so many times, but if you think about it, for both Carl Edwards and Kevin Harvick, Who did they have to see driving away from them with the championship in 2008 and 2010? It was Jimmie Johnson. He, for so many of these competitors, has been the final boss. The reason why they didn't win it. He's been the reason why they didn't win a championship. And they have the chance to take it back from him here. Deny him a record 8th championship. And this time with 10 laps to go, they're both closing in.
Oh, Harvick sends it. He's running the top.
Almost in the wall. That's going to cause him to check up. Yeah, he overdrove the exit there, but they're still gaining.
Oh my God, I'm shaking. He gained another 10th.
Yeah,
he's right there.
Yeah, he's a lot faster in the center of the corner. Harvick's really got that 4-car rolling.
Something happened in the 48. There's no reason why. Oh, Edwards is losing on these two.
I think Johnson just drove himself off a cliff. He pushed really hard at the start of the run. They have the tires for him.
Oh, he's loose.
He had to check up there. He's going to get in the wall, but he got a run, though. He's still got the run on him. What can he do with it?
He's going to be calm about it. He's going to be patient. I don't know about that. He wanted to run the fence.
He's cutting down. I would have thought he fired up on the outside, but he got a run here on Johnson.
He's going to push him down the backstretch. Probably send him in too deep into 3 and 4 like what he did in 2011 Fontana.
Johnson kind of blocked. Johnson kind of blocked him out. Harvick's going to go to the outside. He's on the wall almost. Can he get the run?
It's going to stick. Johnson side by side. Harvick to the front. And there he goes.
He cleared him in the turn lead. And he's going to clear him on exit 2. Well, yes! Johnson had to check up.
Harvick got it.
By a mile, put the 4-car out front. And now Carl Edwards is going to try to follow him through. We'll see what he's able to do
Jimmie
here.
Johnson ain't out of it. He's still there.
Yeah, you got to run back. Now you got to question, did Kevin Harvick drive himself off a cliff? All the while, Truex is starting to catch Logano. And I don't know how Keselowski got back in this thing.
No way! Johnson ain't out of this thing!
It seems like for whatever reason, once Harvick got in the lead, he just doesn't want to take it up on the outside. I know he's probably being a little bit cautious, but you can't be at this point in the race.
He's saying, on the radio, he's saying it's wrecking loose for him right now. Johnson looking at the... Oh!
What the hell? There's contact! He checked up, though.
Johnson didn't want to do that. He accidentally got into the back of him. That was an accident. Johnson backed out of it there. He did not want to turn him.
Keselowski might be a factor. I think he took tires. He has come from literally nowhere to pass Truex to be in 5th position. He is flying right now.
He's going to be looking at his teammate fighting for a championship. Jimmie Johnson once again on the back bumper of the 4-car. Harvick looking up top. Johnson at the bottom. Nowhere!
They took each other. Contact. Dead even down the straightaway. Now Harvick with the run.
I'm trying my best not to mess up the camera. Johnson sends it deep into 1 and 2. And he gets it. He clears him
easily. Man, these teams with the lead. Oh, but Harvick's got to run on exit though. Can he get a run down the back straightaway?
Is he going to do the same thing again? No, he's looking low.
He's going to get him loose here though.
Johnson!
He's taking the corner. Coming door to door again. Give the run to Harvick.
Edwards is not out of this thing. Edwards is not out of this race.
I know, they're bringing the whole pack with them the more they battle. The Johnson throws it in on the outside.
Way up high. Is it going to stick?
No, it won't. It won't. He got a small run, but now Harvick's still getting the side drive.
It's 3 to go this time by the final 4 right there under a blanket.
It in. Harvick checks over the wall. Johnson clears Harvick, but not by much.
Logano now down to 6th place. It's over for Logano.
Yeah, Truex is starting to move up in here, these guys.
Johnson trying to get that outside lane to stick. He's going to get a run off. A teeny bit run there on the backstretch.
B2 this time. Harvick's only really going to get one more shot at it. Throws it
I
into
don't know
3.
about that. Johnson sent it deep. Edwards trying to run the fence.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Oh, Johnson's in the wall. He had to check up a little bit.
He didn't gain anything from that. 2 to go in the year at Homestead to declare a champion. Johnson looking for his 8th. Harvick looking for his 1st. Oh my God!
Johnson really throws it in. Yeah, Harvick's starting to fall off right now, but he got to run down the back straightaway. He's going to need a really big 3 and 4 to put himself in contention again. But it seems like he's really struggling through the center. Just can't carry the speed that the 48 has. Harvick sees his championship in front of him, slowly slipping away, thought he had it, but the 48 ran him down and held him off once again. Jimmie Johnson has absolutely used and abused this chase system. Every format, everything they've tried.
Here he comes!
And this time, down the back straightaway, looking down the barrel of an 8th record championship.
What's Harvick gonna do? He's right there! Harvick sends it in! Sends it in too deep, it's not gonna be enough! Jimmie Johnson is gonna break the tie between Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty! Get his 8th Sprint Cup Series championship in 2016!
Oh my God! No way! No way! Yes! Yes! I don't even know what to say! Yes!
Jimmie Johnson, man, I am so proud of you. So proud of you.
Your 8-time NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champion, Jimmie Johnson.
You're a good man.
And he has the first pit box.
Now you're a time champion, brother.
Oh my God.
Sprint NASCAR champion, Jimmie Johnson.
I can't breathe. My hands are shaking. Like, are you good, Pem? I haven't heard you either.
I'm fine.
Holy crap. You saw that send from Harvick.
He gave it everything he had. He really did. I mean, you know that Ford team has got to be disappointed. They've got to be, you know, they're going to be thinking about this for a long time. You know, shoulda, woulda, coulda, all that stuff. But you know, at the end of the day, they really did everything they could. They gave it their all tonight. They've got nothing to be, you know, to be disappointed in. They should be proud of their performance tonight. It was hard fought, but that's just the way it goes sometimes.
That's just how the championship format is. And it will not be present next season. Jimmie Johnson has been, as Pem stated, has been snapping every single chase format that has been introduced from NASCAR. NASCAR has tried stopping him every single time, but they can't. We went back to full season for a brief period with seasons 1 and 2 after 2013. Johnson won a championship to prove that he was deserving. And this one, if the playoffs weren't a thing, it would have been a dead heat between him, Keselowski, and Kyle Busch, but Johnson, obviously, easily, by a mile, would have won the championship over Keselowski and Busch. Anything you'd like to say before we take a look at results?
I mean, honestly, I'll just say it was this was one absolutely crazy race from start to finish. But well, I mean, it started off pretty calm. It got wild there at the end, but you know, you kind of knew with how fast Jimmie was at the start. I mean, these guys had a shot at him, but still, I mean, that 48 car was on another level tonight. You know, reminds me of what Jeff Gordon did a couple of seasons ago when he clearly had the class of the field. The 48 just had everything tonight. They put it all together too. No mistakes by them on pit road or on the racetrack. Had great restarts. Well, did have that one restart where he spun the tires, but he made up for it pretty quickly. Overall, I mean, absolutely championship performance here by the 48. Probably the best driver all season, I'd have to say. So
he is.
Absolutely deserving champion there out of the 48.
I have full season points up. He won it by 100 points. Wow. Well, here's a rundown of the finishing results. Dale Earnhardt Jr. just barely missed out on the top 10. Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle. Tony Stewart in his final race, I mean, on that final restart, he was dead last out of the running order, and he went all the way up to 12th. So hats off to him. Biffle, man, stick with the Biff. We'll miss you. Kyle Busch, 14th. Chase Elliott going to get 15th. Kyle Larson, big fall off down to 17th. Here's your top 30. And And there you have it. 35 cars finished the race. Brian Scott, something happened to Brian Scott. I don't think he got on a wreck or anything. I think he hit pit road right at the end. But we had 5 DNFs there. Austin Dillon on down. So let's take a look at your results now as Jimmie Johnson celebrates his 8th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship. Here you go. This is your finishing results. Ignore the status of Jimmie Johnson. I don't know why it says retired, but go. Jimmie Johnson led 26 laps there. Harvick with 22. Edwards led only 3. Logano led the most with 27, but that's mainly because Harvick was, making it easy for him and just letting him go. We only had 5 drivers with a lead and 23 lead changes, 6 caution flags. What do you have to say?
It's overall, exactly what you'd want out of a championship race. We got a deserving champion, a great finish. Jimmie had to win the race. Typically doesn't have to do that at Homestead, but shades of his championship he got earlier in this series.
Season 2.
When he goes into Homestead knowing he pretty much needs to win the race, he gets it done. So great job all around by Jimmie Johnson.
Hats off to him. He has now broken that tie with Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty. That is also his 85th career victory in the Sprint Cup Series. Well, let's scroll down. The rest of the points there. Yeah, you see accident, retired, accident, retired. Cass only completed 2 laps. We got that big wreck there on lap 45, and then Austin Dillon with that accident on pit road. I guess couple things to add before the video ends. Jimmie Johnson stats for this season were 6 wins, 16 top 5s, 27 top 10s. That is the best stats in this entire series. They really rival Jeff Gordon's stats from season 3, which were really similar to Jimmie Johnson's. That's pretty much it. I want to thank everybody that has commentated a race with me this season. I especially want to thank Pem for commentating this final race of the season with me tonight. This has been a very special season for me and an amazing season. I'm so happy and thankful for all of you that have tuned in and stuck around for this season. Stay tuned for next season, which is the 2017 cars, no playoff format, no stages. Barely any changes to the schedule will be made. It's only one slight change. And I'll release the schedule when the time comes around, when speed weeks are coming up. I will let you folks know when speed weeks are coming up. But anyways, thank you folks so much for watching the final race of Season 5, aka 2016. And stay tuned for next season. We will see each other again in speed weeks. Hope you folks enjoyed.
The winner of the race and the champion can celebrate anywhere he wants to.